Hi, I'm Olivia, and happy Earth Day. I put a large amount of my plants in the background for, Earth Day aesthetic. Obviously, my desk does not usually look like that. That would be very difficult to work. Anyway, happy Earth Day. It's April 22nd, or at least it's April 22nd by the time this video will be uploaded. I am drinking a mountain huckleberry tea by Columbia Kate's Tea House. What a really good gift. Thank you, Lindsay. Earth Day is the 22nd of April every single year. I was curious why it was specifically the 22nd of April, so I did a little bit of research, and what I found was actually really interesting. Apparently, the first Earth Day was created by the US Senator Nelson in 1970, meaning today's Earth Day is actually the 50th anniversary. Senator Nelson created Earth Day because he wanted to raise environmental awareness to the public and to the nation, which go Senator Nelson, good on you. He then created a small group to bring this to the media and to make it more public, and one of the men that he hired was a Harvard student by the name of Dennis Hayes. The reasoning it's placed on April 22nd is because that date falls between spring break and the final exams here in the US. So I guess that was a way to give students no excuse to not celebrate Earth Day? I don't know. Due to that, I'm assuming that they were more so targeting the younger audience of those in college and soon becoming working citizens. But since that first Earth Day in 1970, it led to the US Environmental Agency Act, the Clean Air Act, and then in 1972, Congress passed the Clean Water Act, and in 1973, the Endangered Species Act. So this worked fairly well and pretty quickly. And at the time, it was only a national holiday. But in 1990, Earth Day went international. So this video is kind of some ideas on how you can celebrate Earth Day indoors, outdoors, or just little ways that you can kind of incorporate greenery or earth into your life a little more. Personally, I feel like the idea of incorporating our younger people is so important because they are the ones that are going to make the changes after we are not able to. So an easy way to incorporate, of all ages, is to just go out and observe. Wherever you live, you have native species of plants, of animals, and invertebrates. There are two specific apps that I have used for years that I adore and that I love. And the first one is Picture This. Picture This is an app that is free to download and free to use, but there are certain things that you have to purchase for, but I've used the free version for the whole time that I've had it. Picture This is a really handy app. You just have to find a plant that you are interested in or maybe that you're unfamiliar with and take a photo of it. And it's really good at figuring out what plant you've taken a picture of. Once you've taken the photo, it goes through and gives you information about the description of the plant. Sometimes there's a story on how the plant got its name. There's a history. For my witchy folks, there is a section on the different symbolism that each plant holds. And if you're trying to take care of a plant, there's an option to get a plant diagnosis if you feel like your plant is sick or is in need of some kind of help, but I think that's the paid version. Don't quote me on that. I'm not 100% sure. I haven't used it yet. The next one is iNaturalist. iNaturalist is such a wonderful app. This is one of those apps that I definitely feel that you could get some of the younger ones to enjoy. iNaturalist is basically like a real life version of Pokemon. All you do is you go out and you observe and you pick out different plants, invertebrates, and animals. Anything that you see that you find interesting, snap a photo, pin the location on where you found it. If you don't know what it is, you can either leave it as unidentified and other people in the community can help you identify it, or once you do identify it, you can give it the name tag and everybody else on the app now has that information of that specific species in that area. So it's really cool, but the coolest part is that it actually links down into a science database. By sharing your findings that you find just wherever you live, that will add all of the information into a database for the Global Biodiversity Facility. So you're helping worldwide scientists understand more about species, population, growth, or decrease, and this is so important for everything. This app I've used for so long and I love it so much, so definitely give that a download. It's also free, so you don't have to pay anything, and it's just a lot of fun to kind of go on mini little scavenger hunts and be helping science at the same time. That being said, you don't always need an app to just go out and observe. As a kid, I was a huge bug collector. Catching them, observing, and then releasing them later did a lot for me just to learn about the different bugs and species that I saw in my own backyard. It had me question things like, what does this bug do? What does it eat? What is it here for? What eats the bug? It gave me more of an understanding of the food web and just the web of how everything is so connected. If you want to go kind of the lazier route and you don't really want to do anything, if you have a lawn or a backyard and you mow the grass all the time and nothing grows there, maybe leave just a tiny little section to just let it do its thing. Let it grow its weeds, let it grow the grass taller, and let it become a small little environment for the native species of bugs and animals and plants, and just allow that little area to be. I know that that sounds kind of strange, but lawns are barren. They serve no purpose whatsoever for the environment, and I can go into a whole weird history of lawns of I'm not sure why I know about, but lawns frustrate me. If I owned the lawn that was in front of my building, I would 100% do much more than just the regular grass. Now, if you're more a hands-on person and you want to do something similar, then check out the native species that grows in your area. Just Google native species in whatever area you're in. Do be sure whatever plants that you decide that you want to grow in your area that are native are not toxic. If you have any animals or small children that are interactive with the plants and garden, you can do little earth-based projects. You can build or make an animal habitat. See if you can make a compost bin. Obviously, people in apartments, that's a little harder to do, but maybe if you contact the manager of your apartment complex or the owner of the home, then they won't have an issue with it as long as, just don't make it stinky. As for indoors, I already have a good amount of plants, but still like propagating my plants. Being that most of us are indoors pretty often for now, maybe do a little more research on your houseplant that you have and see if you have enough foliage to propagate it. But you can also go through some of your vegetables. Growing onions or garlic actually really isn't that hard. Same thing with potatoes. All you need is basically a big bucket of dirt. A small thing that you can do is maybe make a list of little ways that you can go green. I'm not asking you to purchase solar panels for the whole house. Not that. But just small little steps that you can take, because going fully green just today is way too overwhelming, actually pretty expensive all up front, and just unrealistic to do it all in one day. So make a list of little switches that maybe you could make. A few years ago, I changed from regular razors to a metal razor, and instead of shampoo and conditioner bottles and body soap, I use just the ones from the bars. Little things go a long way. Maybe just make a list of things that you would like to do and see which ones are doable for you right now. Obviously, this is one that you can save for after the lockdown is over, but see what local environment projects your community has. Maybe there's a small project that you might be interested in helping out, both better your community, your city, town, and the environment. But here are some of your wonderful videos that you submitted to me for Earth Day. Thank you so much for participating. This will not be the last one that I do this format with because I enjoyed it so much. I hope that you enjoy your Earth Day. Enjoy your new moon as well, because that is also today.
Okay, so this was my intro, I guess. Thank you for having me, Olivia, and happy Earth Day, everyone.
Fireplace, do you know how? Piles of paper, my desk is out. Who'll care for the world now? Rest with me, close the curtain, brew some herbal tea. Reach out for me, take my hand and lead even when I disagree.
Hi witches, my name is Esme and welcome to my favorite spiritual place, the Crow's Wood. You can probably guess why it's called like that, but listen.
I forget about, but who cares for the world now? Rest with me, close the curtain, brew some herbal tea. Reach out for me, take my hand and lead even when I disagree.
We have aloe vera, catmint, newly planted wildflower seeds, and a dwarf sunflower, a pothos,
Bring my hills and my bed. Oh, just rest with me, close the curtain, brew some herbal tea. Reach out for me, oh, and take my hand and lead even when I disagree. Rest with some herbal tea.
Happy Earth Day.
But if you honestly feel like you're at a complete loss and you have no idea how you're possibly going to celebrate, just go breathe on a plant. That'll count. If you did enjoy this video, please leave a like. It really does help me and any of your favorite YouTube creators. But thank you to my Discord community for sending me all of your videos. I had a great time going through them. I tried to get as many videos as I possibly could into this video. There are 2 wonderful Discord communities linked down below if you want to check those out. Everybody's really nice. It's a nice little community if you have any questions. That's it for this video. Thank you so much for watching, and as always, best of luck, be kind to each other, and may your gods treat you as you've treated others. Bye.